Coming to us from the director of Hardcore Henry Ilya Neischuler comes a sort of John Wick inspired everyman story starring Bob Odenkirk. This is my review of Nobody. We follow an underestimated and overlooked dad and husband who takes life's indignities on the chin and never pushes back, until one day when the bow breaks and then an incident leads to what the story actually is about. But before we continue with this review, I want to know what you think of Nobody. It's been out there for a while, so I want to know what are your thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments below. Start the conversation. It's the most important part. And while you're down there, consider clicking the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. It supports me, the channel, the movie reviews, anime reviews, and trailer reactions I do. It just does a wonderful job at getting the content out there. If you followed me for any period of time, you know I love my action, and particularly the John Wick franchise is very near and dear to my heart. I just fucking love those movies. So I was immediately intrigued when I saw that a lot of people were behind this film that were involved in the John Wick franchise. Not only the directors of John Wick produced this film, but also the writer Derek Kolstad has written John Wick films, and now he has written this one. In many ways this film feels like what the first draft of John Wick was. It feels like an unpolished version of what that story structure. But what this film has going for it is Bob Odenkirk, who plays this everyman who does not warrant a second look to him. He's just a regular guy, but then there's a dark secret behind him. A secret because of his past, which is very intriguing. Helps the story a lot, and Bob Odenkirk kicks all the fucking ass. I fucking love Odenkirk in this film. He plays this role so well. He is a badass, but he's also that everyman. Both sides of the character are true, because he fights a lot in this film in gruesome, awesome ways, but he gets hurt a lot. Throughout the film, you see his ass getting handed to him, and through creative ways, of course, he bounces back and eventually wins fights, but the dude gets knocked down. The dude gets his nose broken, he gets black eyes, he gets teeth broken, and he has to spit them up. So I really enjoy what this film had to give, not only in terms of that gratuitous, incredibly fun violence that I love seeing on screen, but it also showed me constantly that this dude was that family man that was swallowing the indignities coming his way until one day the bow broke. And I am a sucker for these movies who pick up this unlikely action star and then they're fucking awesome at doing it. So I had a really fun time with Nobody, in great part due to Bob Odenkirk, who plays this role so well. And the action is incredible. Lots of wide shots, barely any cuts. You see all the glorious violence and the gore and people getting bones broken, getting punched in the face or thrown around, and it's a reminder that violence is fun. For real, the action in this movie is brutal, it's violent, and it's not for the faint of heart, and I was cracking myself up because I was having so much fun at seeing bad people getting bad stuff done to them. Particularly the first big action sequence on the bus when this character intervenes to save this woman who is being harassed by this group of drunk idiots, and that scene goes on and I did not have enough of it. I just wanted it to continue. It is very much one of those films where the blows are so hard, the action is so violent and so effective. I found myself wincing several times throughout the film. That's when I know I'm really having fun with some gory, violent action. After that scene is when our story actually kicks in, and because he intervened, there happened to be this one specific guy amongst that group of drunk idiots who's related to this big mob guy. And to me, I would have wished for a bigger relationship to have existed. The villain is very one note. He's a Russian mobster, so that's all we need. It just feels that the script could have used another rewrite to create a better relationship between our villain and hero, because it just happens that they got in each other's way. It just happens that they find themselves at odds, and it doesn't really help with the drama in that regard. For the sake of fairness, let's look at John Wick again. Theon Greyjoy just happens to kill John Wick's dog, but when his dad finds out, we find out that there's an entire relationship there. John Wick has worked for this dude, and as soon as the dude hears John Wick's name, he's scared. Nobody does not narratively have that drama and character relation going on. They do not have any relationship whatsoever. They almost don't care who each other is. So this film is all about the fun and the really dark, edgy comedy that it has going for it, and it is fucking hilarious. But narratively, there's not a lot of substance to it or the relationships of the characters. I will say that it is awesome to see Bob Odenkirk, who's not usually the action star, do a lot of action, as well as Christopher fucking Lloyd, who plays his dad. That's all I'm going to say, but you see him as well kicking a lot of ass. Nobody is a film that is in and out, doesn't overstay its welcome. It's 90 minutes long, but it has a lot of fun with its premise, with its story, and in making Bob Odenkirk shine as an action star, as well as the direction. This direction was really good. I'm really glad this wasn't Hardcore Henry. I'm giving Nobody a B. Now, what did you think of Nobody? Let me know in the comments below. Would you like to see this guy, Hutch Mansell, teaming up with John Wick some way, somehow? I mean, he would immediately die if he goes against John Wick. Thank you so much for watching. You are the best. Stay tuned for more reviews of The Falcon and Winter Soldier, Shaman King, Invincible. All great stuff coming very soon to the channel. I hope to see you in those. So until the next one, love each other and love the movies.